Let's start with a question. Who out there has woken up one morning and gone, how the fuck did I get here? How have I got here? And then you start going through that checklist in your mind. Mid-40s, divorced, I've got kids but I don't see them. Through no fault of your own, by the way. No assets. Some savings in your bank that's keeping the roof over your head. But no permanent job. Maybe a side hustle. But that's gone wrong. Because we exist in a hustle culture where fuck the other guy. I just want to get to the end. I don't care who I drag down or who I don't pay on the route to that end goal. Detached from your family. A very tight friendship circle that you don't see that often. Maybe it's reunions every year, a couple of years. Where the closest companion you've got is either a pigeon or a homeless person on a bench in a park. How did we get here? Like when we had everything going for us. You know, we followed the steps that they sort of hand you down. Go out, work hard, work even harder, make yourself some friends. Make yourself some better friends. Get in with the friends that's going to get you to where you need to be. It's not about who you are and getting where you are on merit. It's about who you know. So make sure you know those that are in the know, because that'll get to the next rung of the ladder, which is a career and career options that are better paying. So that's going to attract the female of the species, so you can get a better one, a more attractive one, so you can get better sex, richer memories, a bigger apartment, a bigger house, fuck it, the children, to meet the in-laws, to create your own family, the car maybe it's a Winnebago, maybe it's a camper van, and then bigger holidays, better holidays from the sands of Camber Sands to Cambodia, I don't know. But we do all that. But something inside of us, it's either never content, or it just doesn't want to adjust to live in someone else's prescribed life. So we get to this point in our mid-40s and we wake up and go, what the fuck? We built, because that's what we do, right? As men, we build, we follow instructions. We might not always be patient, but we get there. We show initiative, we show guile, we show resilience, until one day that resilience isn't there and we snap and we wake up in a house, or a tomb in this case, full of trinkets and items that just haunt. With a phone book that's vast, but a phone book that's vast with contacts that's tied to a career that you had. Where yes, you might meet Chad or Zach for a beer in the bar at that hotel during that conference. But outside of that, outside of a boat tour or a fishing trip, there's no connection. It's just someone that's useful, and you've got used to them while you're in that position. That's all we become, right? We become part of a transaction culture. Not just in our career, but in our own personal lives. It's a transaction. Every fucking thing is a transaction. But that's not what we're built for, is it? That's not what we signed up for. That's not enriching what we've thought and what we feel deep down is the purpose. So what happens? We stay in more. The summers become shorter, the winters become longer, the phone book whittles down until, well, like I say, you might have become disillusioned with your family, so there's one number in there. It's the same number that's in your passport, it's your next of kin. Call in an emergency. Well, you're in that fucking emergency, and it's the last person that you want to call. It's probably even your ex. And you can't see your children. There's either some sort of legal agreement, some protection order that's blocking you, or you just emotionally you can't find the way because you don't have any money coming in, or you're living off the savings, and your own, dare I use the word, stability, your own mental health is way more important, unfortunately, than that of your children. It has to come a point where you put yourself first, and this is where it starts to break down. This is where your contact with the outside world starts to diminish, because not a lot of people understand that. We can't help other people. We can't fill their cup if our cup's empty. If all that fluid, even if it was half full, must have woke up on a good day to use half full instead of half empty. Probably because of the magnesium. If your cup's running dry, how could you possibly fill someone else's cup? Even that of your own children. Nobody gets that, do they? Or they drop into solutions mode. Well, have you thought about the courts? Have you thought about a solicitor? Have you thought about ringing your ex? Have you thought about that one? Fuck me. We don't negotiate with terrorists, do we? I find that hard. And again, I will put my hand up and take some accountability that the marriage I was in, I wasn't perfect, but I never lied, I never cheated. I wasn't always present, and that's because I had a job that took me around the world. Again, I was very fortunate meeting Zach and Chad in those bars, in the hotel by the convention centre. I'm not a wallflower. Fuck it, she would have done the same. You don't go halfway across the world to sit in a hotel room watching endless repeats of Friends. you get out, you see the world. Because it's better than the one that you've got. And it's better than the one that's waiting for you when you get back home. Because maybe it was just me then, but I wasn't compatible. And some of us aren't compatible. And that's a whole different video for another day. But just reeling it back. People don't understand. They just drop into solutions mode. Well, why don't you get some casual work? Why don't you go work in a supermarket? Why don't you go work in a bar? You're good with people. You've got the mouth. You worked in sales. You'll figure it out. Have you been to a pub recently or a bar? They're fucking empty. They're empty because of the cost of living, because of inflation. And again, other topics for other videos for another day, but it's about us. It's about being centered. It's about understanding that there are externalities that we got no control over. And what I really care about is helping you understand, how do we get some stability up here? How do we keep the toxic inflation in our heads? How do we keep that under control? We don't need a budget. We don't need a fucking red briefcase for that, do we? We don't need to be a polymath. Or maybe we do. I don't know. Again, none of this is advice. This is just me trying to share my story above the noise of a domestic in another house. Where I won't drop into solutions mode to that man, or the man down there, or the man there, or there. I'm not here for that. I'm here for empathy. I'm here to listen. Yes, I know, ironically, I'm doing a lot of talking, but I have to, otherwise you won't watch the video, will you? And this is my outlet. I came here, and I said that on the very first video. I came here because I felt this was the right platform, because no one else was listening to what I had to say, because the solutions mode was just bollocks. And this might be bollocks. That's okay. Feel free to click and go and watch something more dopamine fueled. But if you're after a short-term fix, then you won't get it here. Because some of us have spent 40 plus years getting to this point. Can't fix it with a dopamine swipe. How did we get here? A place where we're alone. We're lost. Where's the purpose? Where is the purpose? What is the purpose? And I'm not talking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, number 42. It's the meaning of life. I'm not going there. I'm not straying down that path. I'm just searching for what is the purpose now, because I can't see it. I don't know how I've got here. Well, I sort of do. I suppose looking back, it is all maths, right? That place, that time, that chance meeting, that job application, that person in that bar talks to that guy, and that's how you connect the dots. It's easy looking back. What's in front of us? What comes next? And I ask that from a position of being in my mid-40s, where I literally feel cut off. I feel beached. Like on quicksand. I'm slowly being dragged down. And I'm reaching out, and the only solutions are, well, have you tried using a rope? Have you tried asking for help? How did we get here? And what do we do next? They're two key questions that we've got to ask ourselves. And if your thought process is looping in that format with those two questions too, well, just drop me a comment down below. Just write purpose. And we'll try and figure it out. We'll try and use this channel, this community that we're trying to build together to try and figure it out. Everyone's story is going to be different. That's what makes us unique. We should cherish that. Not become what they want us to become. Cookie cutter, homogenous, vanilla people, all posing for that Instagram, all posting about our perfect lives. Well, there is no perfect life, is there, when you wake up one day and you realise that everything that you thought mattered, everything that you worked for, I don't like using that phrase worked hard, because it just feels a bit vacuous, because we all use it. But feel free to use it, though. So we'll try that one again. Everything that you worked hard for, you followed the instructions, you achieved, you got to a certain level, but it was never enough. But then something else happens and it gets taken away from you. What then? I mean, if you have got this far, thank you. It does mean the world. feel free to like the video, feel free to subscribe. That's not the point, really. The point and the one message to be conveyed is that you're not alone. You're not alone, brother. There's thousands of us out there that are in the same position. Whether we choose to acknowledge it publicly by posting or even dropping a comment, doesn't matter. There's a lot of people out there, thousands of us, men, that are suffering in silence. Not just suffering, degenerating, falling apart in silence because there's no outlet. Personally, I've not tried the Andy's Man Club. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I should really. It's a shame they only run out on a Monday. Anyway, this isn't advice. This is one person opening up about his trauma, where he's at, and trying to understand what we do next, and trying to connect with other like-minded people so we can find a way forward. I can't fix it. The guy next to you can't fix it. The guy that comments can't fix you. Not to say you can't be fixed because you're not broken. This is another key point. We're not broken. We followed the fucking instructions. We did everything that we were asked of. We worked hard. We got the job, the better job. We pleased our bosses. We worked later. That had an impact on home life. We saw our family less. The tensions grew until it just all falls apart. And you don't see the person that you said I do in sickness and in health. You don't see them for that. They don't see you for that, more importantly. They see you as the enemy, and it falls apart. And again, you're left scratching your head going, well, I did everything that was asked of me. I worked harder, I brought in more money so that we could do more things. And I'm not saying that you didn't. Again, there'll be lots of you that are stuck in relationships. Oh, stuck's cruel, isn't it? It's true though. Fuck it. Stuck in relationships where you're probably asking yourself, why is she so mad? Why does she fucking hate me when I'm doing everything that you want, that's asked of me? Bringing in the money so we can go on the holidays so the children can have a comfortable, more than comfortable lifestyle, so we can impress others. There is a certain element of flex to it. Everyone's got an ego. I once read somewhere that you're supposed to wake up every day and sort of make a declaration that, yes, I am egotistical and I'm going to deal with it. I'm unashamedly going to deal with it. It's driving my decision making. I can't always control it because it's subconscious. It's a fucking chimp. It's going to fling the muck at the wall. It's going to steal the bananas. A lot of questions in there. A lot of questions. So if you relate to me, again, just drop that word purpose in the comments. No pressure though. But just understand, and I mean this one, you are not broken. You are not alone. And we see you. We see you, brother. So please, even if it hurts every fibre in your body, just try and stay with us. Just a little bit longer. Stay with us, yeah? Stay with us so we can express how we feel. And who knows, we might just click with someone, or you might just find some inspiration from a comment or from something that I've said, and you go, yes, all right, I'll try that. Because unless we try things, we won't know that we've failed. Even though failure appears to be the rhetoric, the narrative arc of those that want to control us. You've only got 14 friends. You've only got £1,000 in your savings. You only drive a Prius. You were in that jacket. Well, that's last season's, brother, and that's not enough fuck you money. And you're going out with her. She's going to leave you, brother, because of all the things that we've just outlined. We need to reset. We need a reset in order to, it feels like, process and then prepare for the next phase. Because what are we? If you're mid-40s, 50s, you're over halfway there. Love it or loathe it. You're over halfway there in your innings. So why not prepare? Why not try and put yourself in a better space for what's to come? And if we can do that for you, great. You've got to help us, though, by just staying with us. Stay with us, brother. Stay with us.